first point will start with the physical properties of the solid. Student, in the smaller classes you have already studied the physical properties. How can you classify the solids? And what is the comparison between solid state and liquid and gaseous state? Come on, say first property. Yes, solids have definite shape, definite volume and definite size. Correct? Shape, size and volume are definite. Why? That we have already discussed before few minutes. Because of the arrangement of the constituent particles or the molecules. The second property is floodility. They have no floodility, or we can say that very low floodility. Then the third one, that we can say that there are having the melting point and boiling point. As compared to other liquid and gaseous substance, the melting point and boiling point of solids are very high. Why it is very high? Yes, correct. Because here also the answer is the proper arrangement of the molecule. Then the next property, the third property is flexibility. Flexibility means, yes, they are not easily compressed or flexible to move because of the definite shape, size and volume. They are having low compressibility also, because here also the same answer, arrangement of the molecule. Okay. Now, are they a good conductor of heat and electricity? If your answer is yes, then why? Good. Means all solids are good conductor of heat and electricity. What about of the diamond? Diamond is a solid. Then, what is your answer about that? Yes. Here the solids are good conductor of heat and electricity, but when they have free electron or any of the free ion, means if constituent particles are present freely, then and then only they comes under the category of the good conductor of heat and electricity. Hope so. These physical properties are clear for you. Okay, now it's a time to write down the physical properties of liquid and gas as compared to the solid. I'm giving you the few minutes. Everyone, just write down in your notebook the physical properties of liquid and gas as compared to solid. Completed, student? Come on, write fast. How many of you have completed? Yes, good. Okay, now we'll classify the solids into the different categories. On the basis of what we can classify, as just now I had discussed about you, that solids are arrangement of the free electron, then and then only they can good conductor of electricity. In 11th standard, we have studied about polar molecule, non-polar molecule and H bond. And in that, we have studied the different force of attraction. Which force of attraction we have studied, student? Correct. Which are they? So students, we are with the different types of solid. How the solids are classified? Solids are of three types. We have studied in the standard 11 three types of force. Which are that forces? Correct. First one is Landon force, or we can say that is a dispersion force. Then second one is dipole force, and the third one is induced dipole force. On the basis of that, we can categorize the solid also. Which force is present in that, and on the basis of that, we can say that that solid is a soft solid or a hard solid or a hardest solid. Or on the basis of that, the melting point and boiling point are also depends on that arrangement or the forces among them. So on that forces, we classify the solid in the non-polar solids, polar solid, and which is having the H bond. Okay, non-polar solid. Give me one example of non-polar solid. Cl2. Correct. Cl-Cl bond, which is having the London force or dispersion force. How can you differentiate or how can you identify the dispersion force? The force among the Cl-Cl molecule, hydrogen H2H2 molecule, O2O2 molecule, and OO molecule. That is the London force. Means force dispersed from one atom to the another atom because of the random moment. So here in that non-polar type of solid, we are having the example as H2, correct. Argon is also having this non-polar. It is also the example. Then carbon tetrachloride, CCl4. Then next one is CO2. Correct. So these are the some other examples, and which some examples are given in the book also. So students, you have to refer that examples which have been given in the book. Okay, C6H6 benzene, solid benzene. Students, solid benzene is also the example of non-polar solid because it is also having the London force. Now, what are the constituent particles in that non-polar solid? It is atom, molecule, or ion. I gave you the example. On the basis of example, you just try to give me the reply. Examples are H2 molecule, O2 molecule, argon, carbon dioxide, benzene. What are the constituent particles? Correct. In non-polar solid, the constituent particles are either atom or, very good, either atom or a molecule. Both can be a constituent particles. Here ion is not comes in the constituent particles. So the first arrangement of the non-polar is between this atom and the molecule. Then second one, second category or second property for this non-polar is whatever are the melting point and boiling point? It is high or low? Student, on the basis of London force or on the basis of force, you can identify the boiling point or a melting point. London force is considered as a weak force. So, the melting point and the boiling point are very low. Now, as the force is very weak, means they are soft also. As compared to the other solids, non-polar solids are soft. Now the next point we'll see about that is the conductivity. What about of the conductivity of the non-polar solid? Are they conductor or non-conductor? Yes, they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Hope so this point is clear to you. Firstly, just remind the properties of the non-polar solid and then I'll ask you some question. Then we'll go with the another two types of solid. Okay, first one, constituent particles. Very good. Which are there? Okay. Second one, melting point and boiling point. High or low? Good, low. Third one, which force of attraction is present between them? Good, London force. And fourth one, good conductor or a poor conductor? Give me the example. Other than the example which I had mentioned in the video. Try to give some examples, student. Write down in your notebook. Extra examples. Now on this point, which questions can be asked in your competitive exam? Which type of question can be asked? So I'll just read out the question. Student, try to listen the question carefully. Now here the question is iodine, solid iodine. As you know, as it is heated, iodine is heated, it fastly turns into the vapor or a gaseous form. So what type of arrangement is in I2 molecule? Then the second question. Same way, solid methane CH4. What type of arrangement is in solid methane CH4? Student, these two questions we'll discuss after end of the video or after the two properties we'll discuss, polar solids and H bond solid. Meanwhile, you try to remember or meanwhile try to you answer the questions. Okay. Now we'll study about the polar solid. Polar solid, give me the example of polar solid fastly. Come on. Yes, you fast. Very good. HCl, good. Then very good example HCl. Then correct, SO2. Very good. Then what is the next example? Hydrogen cyanide, HCN. Correct. These are known as the polar solid. Very good example you have given. So now students, on the basis of that, you can just tell me what is the constituent particle. The constituent particle is, here we can say that is a ion. Correct? Because here you are having the H is a partially positive charge and Cl is having the partially negative charge. So H plus and Cl minus. Okay, so which force is present between H and Cl, H and Cn, SO, O? Correct, student. Between H and Cl, there is a which force? Dipole force. Correct. H is having the partial positive charge as compared to the chlorine. Hydrogen is more electropositive, or we can say that chlorine is more electronegative than the hydrogen. Okay, so the first property we have completed, that is the constituent particle. Then the second one, among dipole force and London force, which force is stronger? Exactly. The dipole force is more stronger than the London force. Means, what about of the melting point and boiling point of this type of solid? Correct. This type of solids, melting point and boiling point, are more higher than the non-polar solid. But it is not that much higher also. But there is a comparison between these two solid. We can say that this solid, polar solid, is having the melting point and boiling point higher than the non-polar solid because of the dipole force. Okay. Now, these are also the soft. These solid are also soft solid. And what about of the conductivity? They are also non-conductor of heat and electricity. Hope so you understand this clearly. Now the third one. Third categories of the solid is due to the H bond, due to the H forces, hydrogen bond forces. We cannot say H force, correct? We have studied in the standard 11. It is known as H bond. So the hydrogen bond is present between, correct, oxygen, nitrogen and fluorine. These are the three electronegative elements of which group? Oxygen is of, then nitrogen is of, and fluorine is of, means group 15, 16 and 17 elements possess the bond which hydrogen, and they are only known as the H bond. So give me the example of the solid which possess the H bond. Correct. The very good example is H2O. Solid H2O. That is known as ice. Very good. Then student, what is solid CO2 known as? Good. Dry ice. What is the difference between these two? Solid CO2 comes under the which category? Either of three. Dry ice comes under the category of non-polar solid, while the ice comes under the category of H-bond solid. There is a vast difference. You have to just read the question if suppose asked to you. बर्फ पढ़ के आपको आंसर नहीं करना है. You have to read the proper question. Dry ice, then it comes the solid form of CO2, and only ice is written, means that is a solid form of water. Okay. Now the example of H bond. Firstly student, H2O correct है. उसके बाद में what is the next one? Okay, good. H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. Then OH bond हो गया, HO bond का हो गया. अब you have to go with the H and N, NH bond. So very good example. Ammonia. Good, very good. Then what is the another example? Okay, RNH3. Very good. Means ammonia, NH3, then RNH2, amine. करेक्ट. ऑर्गेनिक के अंदर ये हमें आएगा RNH2. उसके अलावा विच आर अदर्स? ROH. Then ROH means solid alcohol. उसके बाद में और क्या हो सकता है स्टूडेंट्स उसके अलावा? RCOOH. Good. Solid. COOH means which group? Carboxylic. Very good. And then the third one is AROH. बट ये सारे फॉर्म सॉलिड में होना जरूरी है बिकॉज हियर वी आर टॉकिंग विद द सॉलिड फॉर्म. सो दिस आर द सम एग्जांपल्स ऑफ HO बॉन्ड, HN बॉन्ड. अब एक बाकी रहा फ्लोरीन. तो सिर्फ HF ही बॉन्ड बनता है, मतलब वहां पर हमारे पास में सॉलिड फॉर्म में ओनली वी हैव अ HF. So these are the substance or these are the solid examples which is possess the H bond. Now as compared to the other two bonds means dispersion force and dipole force, as we know the H bond is very stronger. So the melting point and boiling point of this substance are higher than the other two substance, other two solid examples. So these are the some examples we have studied the types of solid.